amidst reported chaos. Look at this finish from Teofimo.
Two elite fighters, both in their primes, clash in a thrilling crossover,
WBO lineal junior welterweight champion of the world. The tape.
We just beat the #1 ranked guy, #1 champion, lineal world champion, Josh Taylor, former undisputed world champion, Shakur Stevenson.
Teofimo Lopez secured victory against Josh Taylor to win the WBO super lightweight title, adding another major world championship to his record.
Teofimo Lopez.
Shakur Stevenson secured victory against William Zapata, winning the world title and solidifying his status as a dominant champion.
As he goes through the round, he knows that he's probably well ahead in the fight.
Meanwhile,
Teofimo Lopez defeated Arnold Barbosa Jr. to successfully defend his WBO super lightweight junior welterweight title, retaining his championship status.
The fighting pride of Newark, New Jersey, and still the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world.
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson, operating at his own elite level, remained dominant, securing a decisive victory over Williams Eder and continuing to solidify his world champion status.
Start the year off right. What the fuck on? We about to take this shit over. The whole family. You know that.
For Teofimo's fight, Shakur Stevenson trained intensely while Terence Crawford supervised in his camp, guiding every detail, sharpening skills, and ensuring peak performance, showcasing dedication and elite-level preparation.
Let me so you can point your fingers. I say that's the bad guy. So, will that make you good? Yeah, get ready. We need to be pushed today. Bring the smoke, baby. Yep, that's body. Yep, that's that body. July 12th, demolishment. We're gonna demolish it. Guys way too slow, too sharp, too fast, too strong.
Shakur Stevenson trains under his coach Ronald Sims, who guides him with expertise, refining technique, strategy, and conditioning for peak performance.
Way more motivated this time, you know what I'm saying? He's got a lot to prove. You know, he's got to defend his Ring Magazine title. You know, he's the best in the division right now, holding the Ring Magazine by beating Josh Taylor. So, you know, we got to go in there and, you know, keep that belt, keep that Ring Magazine. Every time you throw a right hand, you got to pull back, go under.
Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez trains diligently, music, in his camp, focusing on strength, technique, and strategy, preparing meticulously for his upcoming fight while pushing his limits every day.
I think Teo the truth, bro. I think that me and him came up together. He been the truth. He been winning tournaments after tournaments with me, alongside of me. So I know what I'm dealing with, bro. I know what type of fighter this is. I know I gotta up my level that night because of who I'm in front of.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, how do you see it, right? Because I hear people saying different things, right? Like media pundits and fans. I brought this up to your grandfather on live the other day. Some people say Teo's more athletic than you. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. It's hard to say who's more athletic. How you gonna say, okay, let's say they say he more athletic than me. If he more athletic than me, if we go outside and do any sport, any other sport besides boxing, can he beat me in it?
What you mean, like basketball or race or running a race?
Any sport, bro. Is he more athletic than me? Because, like, how you gonna be more athletic than me? You can't do nothing better than me at any sport.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. I mean, he's an athletic guy. I don't know.
I'm from the trenches, bro. I come from the hood, bro. He comes from where, bro?
He say Brooklyn, but I don't. He be saying he's from Brooklyn, though. I don't know where he's from.
From Florida.
Florida?
He's probably born in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He's from Florida. But I'm just saying, like, where I come from is like the hood. I go outside and play basketball every day. I go outside and play football every day.
Yeah.
Of my life.
Yeah.
So for him to be like more athletic, okay, cool. That's what y'all call it, bro.
Man.
I don't know. We'll see you on fight night.
How do you envision it? I mean, I'm sure you played it out in your mind a bunch of times already.
Me just making a great fighter look average. That's how I see it.
Are you gonna fight like the Zepeda way? Because that was the first time we seen you fight like that.
I can't tell you how I'm gonna fight. I fight different styles for different people.
Yeah.
So I may fight this way for this guy. I may fight the other way for another guy. But my main objective is to get the job done.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez represent the matchup the boxing world has been craving. Shakur knows the skill, power, and challenges Lopez brings, fully aware of the elite level he's facing. Yet he embraces the test, understanding the high stakes and intensity this clash demands from both champions. Shaker a music, Stevenson works tirelessly in his training camp, sharpening every aspect of his boxing speed, defense, footwork, and power, preparing meticulously for his showdown with Teofimo Lopez, ensuring he enters the ring fully ready to dominate and face one of boxing's most formidable challenges. Bousizi Ennis has delivered a strong and clear warning, a music, to Teofimo Lopez, highlighting just how dangerous Shakur Stevenson truly is.
We're gonna pick them apart. And I gotta tell everybody that what you call him is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Teo got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they've got the weight and all that. I see Shakur boxing big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Boots, they box heavyweights and put the heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then all according how Teo come in. If Teo come at him, he gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just, like I said, speed is power. Not them guys, muscle-bound guys come in and they tell me, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact, the punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming. That's the one you worry about. I mean, then you got to look at this. Shakur, he got speed. He a technician.
According music to Ennis, Stevenson's speed is not just ordinary quickness. It is a highly effective weapon, allowing him to dictate the pace of a fight, evade attacks with precision, and land perfectly timed counters. And emphasizes that Lopez must never underestimate Stevenson's intelligence, strategic thinking, and ring awareness, all of which make him a complete and highly skilled fighter. Every movement, punch, and combination Stevenson throws is calculated, reflecting his elite level abilities and thorough preparation. Facing him demands respect, careful planning, and the ability to adapt on the fly, as any misjudgment can lead to serious consequences. And this message underscores the challenge Lopez will encounter in the ring, pointing out Stevenson's capability to control, neutralize, and exploit even the smallest weaknesses in his opponents. This warning serves as a reminder that in elite boxing matchups, talent alone is not enough. Discipline, strategy, and execution are equally crucial for victory. And Stevenson possesses all of them in abundance.
Announced the fight. I don't understand the press conference. Shakur Stevenson looked confused about the press conference. Teofimo Lopez is known for saying outlandish things, but I've noticed over the last couple years, he's making less and less sense when he speaks. Like, the types of things that he's saying at the press conference are just unnecessary. The things that he's saying and the way he's saying it, I don't know if it's nervous energy. I don't know if he's just trying to get a rise out of these cameras and people online so they can talk about him. I really don't know what it is, but I don't understand why guys do things like that. What does that have to do with the fight? What does that have to do with boxing? The only thing you might accomplish out of that is making Shakur Stevenson mad, and he try to make you pay for that come fight night on January 31st. I don't get that kind of stuff. See, we'll look at stuff like that and we'll laugh at it in the sport of boxing, and we won't say that that's affecting boxing or hurting boxing. We'll just say that's just the way fighters are. But we'll get mad at a Jake Paul and we'll say that he's ruining boxing because you don't like Jake Paul or the things that he says or the fact that he's making money in a space that he didn't grow up in. To me, these are the kind of things. Press conferences like that, when you got Teofimo Lopez saying some of the things that he said, that's the kind of stuff that give boxing and fighters a black eye. That's why when we walk in a room and people know that you fought for a living or you currently fight for a living, they expect a certain type of thing. They look at you a certain type of way, and you almost gotta prove that you're not that to be able to get some respect when you're speaking to people, because they don't expect us to be people who are sensible, people that can articulate their words, people that can be sensible about how they go about their everyday life. So I personally, listen, everybody goes about this fight thing, this competition thing different. I'm not saying nobody has to be like me, got to be like you or anybody else. Be yourself. But that kind of stuff, to me, I don't really see a place for it in the sport of boxing. It don't make sense. It got everybody scratching their head, and your opponent who came there to talk to you about this fight, he wants to hear what you got to say about what you going to do to him and vice versa. But you got an opponent in Shakur Stevenson who's confused now. He literally was looking around like the look that Shakur Stevenson had on his face was, I did not come here for this. And I think he even said, I really don't know what to say about it. That don't make for a good press conference to me.
Yeah, I know. But see, this is what I try to tell you about. I know y'all don't hear me a lot of time when I say it. There's old school and there's new school. Old school has something that had been said. They would not have allowed us to be able to come face to face. Because you don't say it to me and think I ain't gonna try to tear your head off as soon as I get close to you.
Well, you're not gonna wait till a fight night. You're gonna get it in that day.
Because some things are too. Because sometimes you go a little bit beyond respect. That's disrespectful. If you disrespect me on any level, we fighting then. Now I'm gonna try to hold it together but if you disrespect me, which is what he just did, I'm not gonna ask him about what he's talking about. When I get close enough, I'm finna show him what I ain't talking about. You understand where I'm coming from? So there's a difference. That's why I say you gotta know the difference from the old school and the new school. Had he said that in my day, they could not. I would tell them, listen, whatever y'all do, don't let me get.
Roy Jones Jr. offers a thoughtful perspective on the contrast between old school and modern fighters, focusing on how respect, conduct, and character were valued in his era. For Jones, boxing was never just about skill, athleticism, or winning. It was a deeper test of manhood, discipline, and personal honor. Fighters were expected to carry themselves with dignity, showing respect to opponents, trainers, and the sport itself while simultaneously projecting confidence and ensuring their abilities and strength were never questioned. Jones explains that old-school fighters combined discipline, strategy, and skill with a sense of responsibility, making their reputation as important as their in-ring performance. They understood that true championship required both respect for others and assertiveness when defending oneself. In contrast, Modern boxing often emphasizes hype, showmanship, and media attention, sometimes at the expense of these core values. Jones stresses that despite changes in the sport, principles like honor, accountability, and standing firm in one's beliefs remain essential. Ultimately, he believes that a fighter's legacy is measured not only by victories, but also by character, respect, and integrity inside and outside the ring.
Guys take the risk, and let's be okay with fighters having losses. How about that? Guys can have losses and still be at the top of the game. Why not? So this is a really important fight, I think, for the health of the sport. You have gone on record several times saying it's not going to be the best fight or, burning, raging fight, whatever. I think it's going to be an awesome fight because of the level. And it's one of those fights you're just like on the edge of your seat because it's so tight. Are they going to throw a million punches? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah. I think the level is going to be so high, it's going to overshadow that they're not that busy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, you don't have to. You follow the sport, and you know it's not going to be like some type of shootout. But it's very important. I did say that numerous times. This is a very important fight. Shakur wins. I think he belongs in the top.
Chris Olgier emphasizes the critical importance of matchups where elite fighters willingly face one another even when the risks are exceptionally high. For him, boxing is far more than avoiding danger, protecting a record, or seeking easy victories. It is about testing limits, pushing boundaries, and proving true skill under pressure. Facing top-level opponents forces a boxer to grow in every aspect of their craft. From technical ability and strategy to mental toughness, patience, and physical conditioning, these high-stakes, music contests reveal the real capabilities of a fighter, distinguishing the good from the truly exceptional. Avoiding challenges may help preserve an unblemished record temporarily, but it does little to establish legitimacy, respect, or a lasting legacy in the sport. True champions are defined by courage, resilience, and the willingness to confront.
If Shakur Stevenson's going to get slower, moving up in weight, or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So what style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
So which style will impose? Is it something where like the first rounds really will dictate, or?
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, well, maybe, I mean, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle, that is kind of giving, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that.